Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Backloggery cataloging. Hello, Steven, you four boys. Four boys. Thank you for joining the stream. We are going to do some Backloggery. I haven't done this in a while. If this is your first time joining, we just put my game collection into backloggery.com and discuss the games that we're talking about and discuss gaming in general and other things. This is basically my equivalent of a just chatting stream, but I don't like literally just chatting, so I like to do at least something to spice things up a little. Rather than music, I like to keep ambience noises. So today's ambience noises is Waterfall Sounds, Garden Pond, Bird Life for 2 hours by the Guild of Ambience. They are my go-to ambience people. We're gonna lower the volume of that a little bit because it does sound kind of loud now that I look at it, but it's still pretty good. And yes, okay. If you've never been to Backloggery, it is a website where you can just put your games backlog. So as you can see here, this is the 9th stream we've done of this. So you can see we've got a memory card that basically tells you the last couple of things you've done, what games you've added, your collection, and you can add like ratings and stuff and all kinds of things to it. So that's cool. Between the previous stream and this stream, which was like a month and a half ago, hey, Kazuma, how are you? Didn't expect to see you here, but we're doing some morning streams. I did not stream last week. I feel kind of bad about that. So, streaming this week. I didn't know a website like this existed. Yes, if you've got a huge game collection or anything like that, this is a godsend. We got a high class. I'm incredibly sorry I have to go. The atmosphere is awesome. Oh, don't worry about it. Even just dropping by to say hi is highly appreciated. So, good luck in class. Have fun. Well, I'm not sure how fun class is going to be, but, you know, good luck with that. And thank you for joining. Stream archives are always available on YouTube if you ever want to go back to them. If not, that's okay. Anyways, I wonder. Yeah, I've discussed it in the couple of streams that I have done in the past weeks. I am working on a bigger project, and that has been taking up most of my time. So that's why I've only been streaming like once a week. Hopefully, ideally, I will be done with this project this month. Ideally. Hey, Akelabs, how are you? Hope you're doing fine. Hope everybody's doing great today. I've got a mouth ulcer today because I always have mouth ulcers. It hurts like a piece of shit. But that's okay. I just had breakfast. I hope you guys are having something to eat because it is about lunchtime over here. But I woke up kind of late, so I have breakfast instead. Then again, you know, time zones. Maybe for you it's like 11 instead of 12. Maybe it's like 9 instead of 12. Maybe it's 1 a.m. if you're in Japan. I don't know. People in different parts of the world have all kinds of things. Anyway, so yeah, between the last stream and this stream, the only thing I've done is I went and completed Dante's Inferno Divine Edition for the PlayStation 3. It's I need to drink water because I'm already choking. Okay, what's a mouth ulcer? Is it that kind of thing where you get a sensitive spot on your mouth or tongue that just won't go away? Kind of like that. It looks like a white thing. Basically, it's like when you injure your face. I mean, not your face. Your inside of your mouth, and you get like a thing. And because it's the inside flesh of your mouth, is a lot more sensitive than the rest of your regular skin. It takes a lot longer to get rid of, and it hurts a lot more. I get them all the time. I don't know if do I eat like very, very hard Doritos in my sleep? I don't fucking know, but Dante's Inferno is a pretty cool game, yes. So I had things to say about it, but we already added that, so you know, we'll do that later. Sounds more severe than what I had in mind. I mean, it's not like serious. It is more annoying then it is serious. Or do you grind your teeth, clench your teeth at night? Could be why. I don't know. I'm doing it right now. It doesn't feel like something I do regularly. But I do believe there's a difference between like mouth ulcers and canker sores. Because canker sores is like the actual chronic disease that you have where that happens to you often. And I believe that's what I might actually have. But again, not severe, just serious. That can open little sores and result in mouth ulcers. Yeah, potentially. Thankfully, we have Mexican medicine in this house. And Mexican medicine is superior to all other medicines. Don't listen. If you've ever got anything, pains, ulcers, a potential death threats, just get some Mexican medicine. It'll take care of it. I don't know what it is about Mexicans, but they make better medicine. Like, it's just built different. Alright, what were we talking about? Okay, so, Backloggery, yeah, that's the listing I did. And the last game that I added, isn't placebo a Spanish word? Well, isn't that Spain? They invented the language. Mexicans actually took the meaning to a different position. Okay, the last game we added was Lost Odyssey on the Xbox 360. It is the only Xbox 360 game I have left. So there you go. So I believe we have like just a very small amount of additional games to add over here in the picture from the picture album. There it is. So the next thing and last thing, yeah, is this too. Wait, no. That is, well, that just says zero. Hikiwa mi... No, wait, hold on. I can read that. Hikiwa mi no kamen. Hikiwa mi no kamen. Basically, it says Fatal Frame 4 Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. It is the 4... Well, it doesn't actually say 4, but, it is the 4th Fatal Frame game. It was only ever released in Japan. We wanted it in the States, but they never put it over here. So, you know, isn't the medicine just spicy but sweet candies? Maybe. Potentially. Anyways, this is the 4th Fatal Frame game. It was never released outside of Japan. People wanted it outside of Japan. And fans have made an English translation of it. They even wanted to make English voice acting for it as well. But that was a little bit extra for fans to do. So they just went ahead with the English translation. Which, by the way, if you have a Wii and you implement that translation onto your Japanese copy of the game, it also makes it so that you can play this version in your non-Japanese Wii, because the Wii is a region-locked console, but the English patch on-region locks it. I don't know how, or rather, region unlocks it. That's the correct way to say that. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So that is technically the most legal way to play this. But I don't have a Wii anymore. I have a Wiimote. I have a thing that you can hook up to your computer to work as the Wii sensor bar. And I have a Dolphin emulator. So we can play this. But, you know, it's a little bit of setup that we have to do. For once and for always, say it with me. Region locking is bad and it sucks. And thankfully, as far as I am aware, none of the current gen consoles have region locking. The Switch is region free, the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 are region free, and I would like to believe, I can't confirm this, but I would like to believe that the Xbox Series models are also region free. So that's cool. Also, customers, this is the first time here on the stream. We are actually streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. You can watch in whichever service you want, and because we are using Frankerface Z emotes, I can actually go to my YouTube chat right now, type the Frankerface Z emotes over there. It's gonna translate that chat from YouTube to Twitch, and then Twitch is gonna transform that into emotes over here in the stream, as you can see. So I don't even need to Twitch affiliate. You can just use emotes if you want. It's the best thing. Okay. Well, it's not your first time here on the stream. But it might be your first time on a Backloggery stream, or it's probably definitely your first time since the last time I added emotes. As far as I'm aware. But yeah, it's really cool. It's completely free. You got 25 emote slots. I only have 2 occupied right now. Yeah, if you don't want to deal with Twitch affiliate and all of the crazy shenanigans that come with like trying to stress yourself over getting 3 average viewers just for emotes, do that. It's so much easier. It also allows me to actually stream to both services at the same time, which is ultimately better for your channel. So you know that's the good stuff. Yeah, I said I was going to be on PC, but I've only just started cooking, so phone time, no Frank or visit. Oh man. But that's okay. You got to take care of it. Yeah, affiliate status just staying worth it. Yeah, there's a video that I watched about how affiliate status can kind of be a lot more, in the long run, not as beneficial for your channel growth as just doing alternatives. So I've chosen that. Nothing against people that did go with Twitch affiliate. Great. I support you. I wish you can get a partner one day. But for me, affiliate just ain't gonna do it. Also, we're using VTube Studio instead of Peta Live. I've been using it for a while now, but you know, Molo is definitely a lot smoother. I can wink now. Hold on. There we go. See, I couldn't wink before. Also, I don't know why this didn't show up on the alert box, but Stephen Four Boys, thank you for the follow. I mean, we're like 10 minutes late for that now. Anyways, what was I doing? All right, we were adding video games to Backloggery. I can't believe forgot what we were here for. Okay, Fatal Frame 4. Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. That is the most widely accepted fan translated name of this game. So let's see. Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. I believe there was another name that they used for it, but this one's more popular. Kind of sounds better actually when I look at it. Nintendo. I think the Wii is separate from the rest of this stuff. All right, the Wii. This is unfinished and unplayed. I mean, I've played like the first 10-ish minutes of it just to make sure it runs fine on Dolphin. I think there's a little bit of frame rate dropping, but it probably is fine. Achievements. There's no achievements. This is a Wii game, and it is owned. I do have an official copy, as you can see there. Progress note, English has been patched. Let's say that. No rating, so we're gonna go ahead and add that. And see over here and add games. You know, he's got all your whole game collection now, because that's the first Wii game that we added. It's not gonna show up here, but we can go to my backlog and now it's gonna show up here. So there you go. And that's the only Wii game that we're gonna have in here. Did you already make the Fatal Frame Rate joke during one of your Fatal Frame streams? No, but I can definitely make a joke about that, because for some reason, Fatal Frame 1 runs at a consistent 60 frames per second, but every subsequent Fatal Frame game dropped down to 30. I don't know why they did that. Like, if they could handle 60 frames per second on the first game, what's stopping them from doing that with the later games? But okay, whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's see. And the other game that we had over here in the picture album is well, Key of Heaven. That is the PAL region name of this game. Over here in the States, we call it Kingdom of Paradise. It is a PSP. I don't think it's a launch title, but it's definitely like an earlier title for the PSP, if I am not mistaken. It's an action RPG, and one of my close friends gifted this to me because it is like either his favorite game of all time or like one of his favorite games of all time. So I don't know. I've played like a little bit of it. It's fun. It's cool, but there's gotta be something special here for it to be his like favorite game ever. So I'm looking forward to playing that one day. This shonen swordsman looks neither kingly nor in paradise. And you know what? He's not holding a key, and he doesn't look to be in heaven. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in here that is not accurate to the representation. So no matter the region, the boxer doesn't fit the title. And also, at least that image of it looks fine. Kingdom of Paradise. Let me show you what the North American box art looks like. Look at that. Let's compare and contrast. At least this looks cool. Not fitting, but at least it looks cool. It looks fine. Look at his face. Hold on, I gotta zoom in on that. I can't zoom in on that. All right, hold on. Let's look this up on Game FAQs. Okay, there we go. Images, media, images. There we go. Yeah, look at his freaking face. There is just something wrong with his face, and just this render. There's something really odd about this render. It doesn't look right. Whereas again, the Japanese and the European box art at least looks fine. Like that is at least a reasonable pose, and there's some artistic presentation here. This is just like a screenshot, and they use that as a box art. Okay. But I was going to name my game project Viridian Dreams, which has no direct relation to anything, so who am I to judge? It looks like he popped out of one of those Tekken movies. Yeah, it looks very it does not play as fast as Ninja Gaiden, which, by the way, you've never experienced Ninja Gaiden. Good for you, because good news for you, because Ninja Gaiden's remastered trilogy is coming to like everything. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series, PC, probably Google Stadia, I don't fucking know. Alright. Looks like the character and background were rendered separately and cobbled together in Photoshop. That might be a thing. Yes, the Ninja Gaiden trilogy. I've never played this. I've played a little bit of Ninja Gaiden Sigma from the PlayStation 3 demo, which, by the way, we're going to talk about PlayStation 3 today. In length. Yes, it is difficult, but it's fun. It is a difficult game, just like Devil May Cry. You could make a comparison there. Maybe not quite as actually, no, the reverse. Devil May Cry is not quite as difficult as Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden is tough. It is tough. It will kick your ass, but it is so much fun. Okay. I hope it's not as stupid as hard as the Ghost and Goblins remake. Oh, okay. Ghost and Goblins, that's a whole nother thing. If you want the 3D brawl hack and slash equivalent of the Ghost and Goblins, you go to what's the name of that? Maximo. That's not the Maximo. I meant this Maximo. This game is hard as shit, but it is basically Ghost and Goblins but 3D. I used to have it on my PS2. I don't have it anymore, but it's fun. I never beat it because it's that fucking difficult, but it's fun. You also lose your clothes and get on your underwear once you take damage, so you know there's that. It is very much Ghost and Goblins, but for the thing. You've seen this art before? Yeah, it wasn't like a super hidden game, and it was obviously by Capcom, so there is some merit to it, and I believe we can check that right now actually. PS4. Yes, the game is actually available on PS4 as a PlayStation 2 on PlayStation 4 download title, so if you want to get it, if you've got a PS4, you can do that. I don't believe the same can be said for the sequel Army of Sin. We can check. No, Army of Sin is not on PS4, only the first game. But we are not here to talk about Ghosts and Goblins or Maximo. We're here to talk about Kingdom of... Should I call it Kingdom of Paradise or Key of Heaven? Because I have the European version, but I'm in America. I don't know. We'll just call it Kingdom of Paradise. That probably makes more sense. And we'll put that on the PlayStation Portable. It is also the only physical PlayStation Portable game I have. The story with my PlayStation Portable and my PSP, Kingdom of Heaven dies, is that my UMD reader from my PSP broke. I don't know how. I don't know what happened, but it broke. It doesn't read discs anymore. So I thought that and I've never been able to connect my PSP to the internet anyway, so it's not like I could even buy games from the online store. So I thought I would have, that was it. Like, I can't use my PSP anymore. But you can very, very easily hack that thing and just install games onto your PlayStation Portable. So that's what I did. So I originally only did it for all of my physical games. So I was still able to play them. But that's gonna transition into the next point that we're gonna talk about today. Once I go ahead and put all this stuff on. Okay. Let's go ahead and add that in. In your experience, do cartridges or discs last longer as far as physical games go? I will say that my only experiences with cartridges are with the Switch. I have not owned any cartridge-based consoles prior to the Switch, so I can't give you a good example. However, I will say that back when I was a kid, a friend of mine had an NES, and we played a little bit of Mario Brothers on his NES with a cartridge. So, I mean, it's gotta last a couple of years. But at the same time, I mean, I think I've only had discs go bad on me like twice. Like after I already owned them, and then, with extensive use, they went bad. I think I've only had that happen like maybe twice. And that is across a lot of games. Also, that made me realize something. Kazuma, you asked earlier if I collect games. I used to. I used to be a game collector. Back in my day, there was there still is actually a retro game store. Not close, but within driving distance to here, and I would just go there all the time, just buy games, without even knowing what the hell the games were, what they looked like. I looked at the box art, like, yeah, what's this game about? Dude jumping around? Okay, sounds fun. I'll take it. And I would collect games for just out of habit. Like, it was basically impulsive. Every time I would go there, I didn't mean to spend on anything, and I would just end up walking out with like $50 worth of games. So I made a huge collection over the years. I never played any of them, and then one day I decided to actually start playing them. It turns out I didn't like most of the games I bought over the years, so I started trading them back in. And that's how I learned not to impulse buy, because goddamn is it terrible for you. I mean, in my defense, it's not as bad as how some people do it with like gacha games, where they spend thousands and thousands of dollars on PNGs. Mine was at least games that made it back to the store and now somebody else owns them. Yes, they are still in business. We went there, the last time I went there was like maybe a month or two ago. Actually, no, not that soon, but like a couple months ago. But yeah, gotta get started on some homework, but I'll still be lurking. I appreciate it. Have fun. I keep telling people to have fun with schoolwork. Unless you're doing something that you actually like, you're not gonna have fun with it. But good luck with your homework. And if it's something that I can assist with, like if you're doing homework on like video game history, I can help. Otherwise, I don't think I can help. I don't remember my maths. You think I know how to make divisions anymore? I mean, kind of. If you ask me what's like 4 divided by 4, I tell you 2. But if you ask me like this, like 16.22 divided by the square root of pi, I don't know what the fuck you just asked. I don't know how to do that anymore. Maybe in high school I did. Maybe in college. I'm not there. I'm old. Okay. Anyway, Switch cartridges last forever, or at least until the social media influencer eats them. Right. I forgot they're supposed to be extremely bitter, so you don't want to eat them. With how Nintendo and Sony have been behaving lately, I think used physical games are about to get a minor boom in sales. That is very true. Slado says this. Murder those polynomials. Polynomials. Yes, polynomials. Okay. Alright. That is it for the physical games that I have currently taken pictures of. Again, I still have my entire PlayStation 4 library to take pictures of, but that's going to take a minute. There's a lot of stuff over there. So now we're going to move on to Steam. But before we move on to Steam, I will say this again. I've talked about this on private messages with Aiken Labs, but I'll go ahead and say it again just to have it on stream. For those of you that are unaware, Sony Interactive Entertainment is a Steam. Yeah, that's what you call DMs. And there's also Steam, this thing. Okay, is that too big? Hold on, I can't... let me minimize it. I need to minimize this. How do I minimize? Okay, I minimize like that. Then... Not that one, not that window. Okay, I need this window to get small. Yeah, Sony did a bad. Sony did a real bad. More pillory them in the town square for all to see. Where is Steam? Do I have a Steam source? No, doesn't look like it. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to do something else. We're gonna pull up the picture album again, and we're gonna replace it with Steam. And then we're gonna have this be capture method window graphics. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna make it this small, and we're gonna. Well, hold on. I need to make sure that this actually fits in the window. Well, actually, no. First of all, what I need to do is I need to put this over here. Right, like that. Something like that. And then a little bit more like... No, not me. Not me. This thing. Not that thing. Hold on. What am I trying to grab here? Not retro art, the picture album. There, that. I need to make that bigger. Okay, I need to make it that big. And then I need to move, and then I need to grab the actual Steam window and make it smaller by doing this. Hold on, come on, where is it? By doing that. And then over here, look at me, I'm audio. Look at me, Mom, I'm audio surf. Yes, audio surfers. It's a fun game, but we already added that one, so we don't need to talk about it in length. And then the last thing we need to do is grab picture album, and we'll use the alt key. And now we have exactly what I was trying to do. Okay, so the last game that we added on Steam was something. Well, we're gonna talk about what Sony did before that. Selective grabbing resizing is something Godot is very good at, by the way. You can check options to make a parent object's children ungrabbable, for example. That's pretty cool. The Godot is a game engine though, right? Like, that's not a streaming software. Can you stream with Godot? I mean, I'll give it a shot if that's the case. But, so yeah, Sony did some really bad. They are going, well, they haven't done it yet, but they are going to. You've been removed from the game dev space for some time. That must have read as complete gibberish. I mean, I kind of know what you're talking about. Kind of. But Sony Interactive Entertainment will be shutting down the online stores for the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Portable, and the PlayStation Vita this summer. On July 2nd, the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Portable are going away. And on I believe August 27 is when the Vita stores are closing. And this is bad. That's bad. Real bad. You want to know why bad? Because we're losing thousands of games. I just overnight. If you don't, whatever you haven't currently bought on your PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable, and PlayStation Vita, between now and then, you won't be able to buy it anymore. And as you guys might have realized, maybe you realize, maybe not. We'll actually go to Google for this. The physical games, yes, they're still an option, but they're getting expensive. So if I look up Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus, for example, we look at it like an Amazon thing. It's actually let me do something here before I make sure there's no incriminating evidence here. No, there is no incriminating evidence here. Okay. So, look at this. This is like a 4-hour game, and it's Ratchet and Clank. It's not like a super obscure franchise, and yet $130 from PlayStation, like from. Or at least I believe this is the official PlayStation thing, or it might be Amazon themselves. But, and okay, fair enough. That is new. That is a new copy. Let's look at the used copies. Starting from $80 plus $4 for shipping. This game used to be like $15. And I'm not talking years and years and years ago. I'm talking like last year. This is getting really, really difficult. Again, this is just one example. It really was a spooky feeling seeing Mario 3D All-Stars right straight up disappear from Nintendo's more listings. Yeah, and there was really used games boom about to happen. So, again, the cheapest, like just acceptable disc only in a spare PS3 game case. It might not even work. $80. So you'd have to spend $80 to get the disc for plus delivery, plus taxes, plus having to take the disc to like a game store, a retro game store, so they use it with like the they have a machine. I mean, maybe not all game stores, but some game stores have a machine that cleans discs and like restores them. That's another fee if you want to use one of these copies. So you're looking at like almost $100 already for a game that used to be $15 physical, and you can still get it. You know, you can still get it on the online store for about $14. But still, like that option is going away in April, May, June, in 3 months, less than 3 months. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. This is one example. Let's look at it. Crack in Time. Not as expensive, but still almost $70. $22. Okay, that's more reasonable. This stuff is a little bit more reasonable. That's okay. That's not too bad, but it's not too bad yet. It's gonna get bad eventually, because these games have limited releases. All for one, $65. The Ratchet and Clank collection, like the HD collection, $70. Let's see what other prices we have available here. Starting at $60. We're going back to the launch prices. Hell, it's actually more expensive because I believe this launched at $40. Now it's more expensive than $40. And again, just for the good, like, okay, disc only stuff. I already have it, so it's fine, but still. Okay, this whole situation stirs up a rainbow of emotions from me. Let's look at some like really, really rare games for the PlayStation 3. Africa. That is a launch. That is like one of the most expensive games on the PlayStation 3. $250. You can't get this digitally, I don't believe. $250 fucking dollars. The least you're going for is 100. And it's literally a game where you just take pictures of animals in Africa. This is basically an advertisement. It is a Sony first party game to advertise Sony cameras. Because you exclusively use Sony cameras in this game, by the way. That's like the whole thing. I distinctly remember because this was the first game that Kaoru from Holostars streamed, and I was like, what? That is a very odd game to stream at first, but I respect it, and I miss Kaoru. I'm gonna get sad. Anyways, it should be illegal to charge this much money for a game that unironically uses papyrus in its box art. Yes, it is a whole thing. But yeah, that's one example. The Sly Cooper collection. I've actually been playing some Sly Cooper recently. $60. $47 just for the individual games, but still, that's too much. And look at the games on PS2. It's actually gonna be cheaper to get the games on PS2 than to get the HD collection that just has them all together. You get on Vita. You get the collection on Vita for much cheaper. But let's be real here. How many people actually have a Vita? Not that many. Not that many people have a Vita. Still, it's important, but that. Okay. Yeah, it's good. All of these prices, some of them might not be quite as incredible now. Some like unbelievable. But they're going to start going up. They're going to start going up for the PlayStation 3. They're going to start going up for the PlayStation Portable. They're going to start going up for the PlayStation Vita. Just like they did for the PS1 and the PS2. It's good. And it's physical games. Obviously, it's a great thing to have physical games, but it's going to become an increasingly more limited supply. And from now until the store closes, people are going to be freaking out because this is the first time this is happening with a PlayStation console. Because, you know, the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 didn't have online stores, so we always accepted physical media as the main method. But now that the PS3 and PSP and Vita are going away and they had that online option, people are going to be like, okay, so what do we do? There's probably there's less physical copies of any given PlayStation 3 game as compared to the PlayStation 2 or a PlayStation 1 game, because, you know, they had that digital distribution option, so they didn't have to make as many copies, which means that they're more limited, which means it's going to be a whole mess. Like, we were talking about Dante's Inferno earlier. Here, let me show you Dante's Inferno. Okay, so oh, right. Alright, if you look up Dante's Inferno, it just gives you the actual book. No, I mean the PS3 disc. So currently unavailable here. Currently unavailable. Okay, this is just Amazon. This is not eBay or any other website, but still, one side over here was already out of it, and here's another one for $70 fucking on the Xbox 360. I got this game for like $10 before it shot up in price. Want to see something funny? The PSP version, also unavailable apparently, but it's also quite expensive. And what's this? Okay, I'll look that up later. The PSP version of this game fucking sucks. It's terrible, and yet they're charging that much for it because this is just game preservation. That's how difficult it's gonna be. Okay, I'm having weird flashbacks to when Wii U's preloaded with the meme run we're selling for loads. Oh, that was the Wii U. We're selling for loads of money because monetary value is still a silly and whimsical thing. Just buy bootleg discs with all the PS3 games loaded on them. Yep. And Brazil wins again. Okay. But yes, physical preservation is going to become difficult. And Sony and Nintendo too. We'll touch on Nintendo in a little bit, but for now we're talking about Sony. They love clamoring that like piracy bad, Look, piracy bad. You shouldn't do piracy because it's bad. Piracy is not good. It's only naughty boys do piracy. But let's be real. How do you fight piracy? By providing a better, more convenient service than what the pirates do. And Sony is not only not providing a better service, they're going to take away the alternative to piracy. The alternative to piracy is buying the games officially from the store, from the online store. You can't do that anymore. Well, then look at what happens. So people are going to start pirating. People are going to jailbreak their PlayStation 3s and their PlayStation Ps and their PlayStation Vitas, and they're just going to download the games online, not from Sony, but from just people sharing the ROMs online, and they're going to install it on their PlayStation 3s, and they're just going to play the games anyways, because people care about these older games, Jim Ryan. People still care about those games that you think look ancient and boring, Jim Ryan. They like those games, Jim Ryan. That's why we have so many HD remasters. That's why people keep telling you to put backwards compatibility. No, it's not people by the millions and millions and millions. It's not going to be the main chunk of your player base, of your consumer base, of your customer base, but still, Jim Ryan, people like these games. People like these older games. They want to play them. You don't give them an option to play them legally. You don't give them an easy solution for their needs. They're going to look for their own solution. You can very, very easily find ROMs for older consoles nowadays. PlayStation 3 is still a little bit iffy, but PlayStation P, Portable, 2, 1, you can just go to Reddit for that one, let me tell you that. Okay. So you're going to have to put a disclaimer on your Inferno video saying if you want to play this game yourself, good luck. When I touch on that, yes, there is definitely a bit where I will mention that. Piracy cannot possibly be a lost sale if you refuse to sell the stolen game. That's why my mom plays Spider 1 on her bootleg Chinese Game Boy. Yeah. And you know, something that I find kind of ironic is that companies love using FOMO. For those of you who don't know what FOMO is, it means fear of missing out. That's what Nintendo did. You know, there hasn't been an officially stated, confirmed reason why they took down the Mario 3D All-Stars collection from the store, but the most likely reason is FOMO. Fear of missing out. They put a limited release so that people would lose their freaking minds and go out and buy the game as quickly as possible. Before they didn't have a chance to do it anymore, and it worked. They made hell of fucking sales on Mario 3D All-Stars, like probably way more than they would have in that 6-month span. They probably made more sales from 3D All-Stars than they would have if they hadn't ever said that the game was going to be a limited release. Yes, they made more sales, but they're looking at the short term, not the long term. In the long term, if they kept the collection and across multiple years, they would sell more copies because it's Mario. Mario sells himself. You don't have to do anything. Nintendo just says, "Hey, Mario game, boom, flying off the shelf. It's Mario. You don't need to do anything else about it." And yet they still wanted to get that extra short-sighted bunch of sales. Fucking outdated mentality. Oh my god. Yes, that is exactly what FOMO actually stands for. Sorry, my mistake. But I find it ironic that it's these corporations that they themselves suffer from FOMO so much, because they're afraid of missing out on control and information of the players. Why do people like Jim Ryan assume that people don't care about these older games anymore? Because they have no way of tracking how how people or how many people are still playing games on their PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 and maybe like other consoles that they haven't gotten connected yet. If you don't connect your PlayStation 3 to the internet like I don't, you won't know what games I'm playing on my PlayStation 3. That doesn't mean I'm not playing them. So, that's why they need the DRM and they need their what's the name of it? Always online connectivity. They need their online servers and they need to constantly check for your trophy information to make sure to see what you've been playing lately, and they need to log how long you've been online for and what games you've been online on and with who you're playing, who you're not playing. They're thirsty. They are starving for all of this information that they technically don't really that they really don't need to obsess themselves over so much. So they assume that people don't care about these older games because they're not seeing them play them. Because you can't connect your PlayStation 2 to like an online server and tell Sony, "Hey Sony, I'm playing Escape 3 on my PS2 right now. Just letting you know. So I've got interest in this game, Sony. You wanna just wanna port it to new consoles? There's some bit of interest." They can't do that, so they assume that people don't care about them. But that doesn't count for people playing on consoles that don't connect to the internet, people playing on emulators. Maybe there's 5 people watching one dude play a game and everyone is enjoying that game. So that's 5 potential customers, of which only one made a purchase, but that's still 4 other potential people are interested in this. You don't have to look at the numbers all the damn time, Sony, to know if people care about a game. They care about it. We love these older games. We love playing them. Nintendo too. You listen to me, Nintendo. We love these older games. People still playing Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. People are still playing F-Zero. People are still playing Super Mario Sunshine and not on the Switch. They're still playing these older games. Have you seen Super Mario 64 Render 96? I mean, of course you have Aiken Labs, but I'm talking about, everybody else. Super Mario 64 Render 96. It is a mod. I'm very excited. Even on here, it's like a full-on fan remake of Super Mario 64. People are playing that, but Nintendo can't track those numbers. So maybe they assume that people don't care about Super Mario 64 as much as I don't fucking know. But still, there's so much to think about here. Remember when the Kinect was required to constantly be connected to the internet? Oh, what a wacky cautionary tale few people actually listen to. This is one advantage of VTuber models I hadn't considered before, having something animating on the screen to keep people interested without having to play games with footage. Yeah, that is a nice... I mean, obviously, I guess face cams can do that as well. And face cam would actually work well for me because I articulate with my hands a lot. So I could still keep you entertained with all the wild, crazy hand motions that I'm doing, but, I've got other things you can look into. Look, just because quote of the day. Just because I'm your bro doesn't mean I can't also be your waifu. Just anyways, so PlayStation. Yeah, they're because they don't have information, right? Because they don't have the information, they're assuming that people aren't playing these games, and people do. People, you go to forums of people that are playing these old games, and they like I've gone to the Apescape Reddit and the Sly Cooper Reddit, the Jack and Daxter Reddit recently, and people are still interested in these games. People want to see sequels, people want to see the games return, people still want to talk about them, people talk about the lore. Like recently I've been getting a bunch of recommended videos on my YouTube feed about Jack and Daxter. And like there hasn't been a new Jack and Daxter game in years. The last time was the Lost what's the name of it? Jack and Daxter, The Last Frontier, something like that. And still people are talking about it. Retrospective videos, yeah, like retrospective videos. Jack actually has a lot of lore, so there's like lore discussion videos, speedrun strategy videos, because people are still speedrunning these games. Hell, even with the release of Spyro Reignited Trilogy, people are still speedrunning the original PS1 Spyro games, despite the fact that we have a new HD, nicer looking collection. People, even when you remaster a game, people still care for the original. There are still people, myself included, that play the original Resident Evil 1, not the remake, not the pretty nice looking realistic remake, but the original PS1 janky ass, you were almost Jill Sandwich. That one. Yeah, people still like that one. People still care about that one. We've seen lots of channels pop up making those kinds of videos. But yeah, people do want that with Mario 64 too. Yeah, so again, older games is they're still relevant. If you release a piece of art to the entertainment medium, people are interested. People want somebody out there. Maybe not people by the millions, or maybe even by the thousands, the several thousands, but a couple hundred people are going to be interested in that. And they're going to want to keep that. They're going to want to experience it. And they're going to experience it once. And then in 10 years, they're going to want to experience it again. I mean, look, it's just how it works. There are some vital speedrunning bugs that got patched out of the 3D All-Stars version. Oh no! See, there's another reason to play older games. You know, maybe there's something. You know, despite the prettier graphics, again, prettier graphics are not the end all of the argument. You can still do a lot more. You know, there's maybe aspects of older games. For example, Jacob Geller has an excellent video about this one. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me open this over here. Jacob Geller. There it is. Okay. So, Jacob Geller has a very good video about this. Art restoration and the biggest modern Resident Evil history. It's a video about Resident Evil 4's restoration project, which is a project to make Resident Evil 4 look as good as we thought it did back in 2005. And that is because let's see, like, for some examples here. So there was this example that he used that I really want to show you guys. Hold on, there it is. Okay. So this is what the game looked like this on a RGB CRT TV. It looked, because of the way the TV renders, because of the way it looks like, it looks a certain way, and it looks fine. But when you update the resolution and the textures, just look HD. Yes, it might look nicer, but it doesn't necessarily mean it looks perfect. Okay, sometimes the updated graphics are worse. See the Banjo-Kazooie face icons on rare replay. I guess. Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily mean that just because the updated graphics are newer, it doesn't mean that they look better. So
developers didn't just work around the limitations of lower resolutions and less display detail, they used them to imply all the intricacies that we couldn't quite see. This is true of virtually all graphics, by the way. Pixel art looks...
Look at that. So this is what pixel art looks like in the screens that they were meant for. These are not different models. These are the exact same 2D sprites. But that's what they looked like. That's what they looked like originally on your TV that they were designed for. And yeah, maybe like people like that. People like that old look. There's a genuine market for people liking the older look of games because that's what they grew up with. That's nostalgia, and you can't just always ignore the old people and go for the new people that are like new to games. There are so many freaking gamers still out there that, you know, maybe we're not interested in the Apex Legends and the Fortnites and the the Valorants of new, but we're still interested in those older games that we grew up with, that we have nostalgia for, and we like this look. We like that. Look at that. Looks great. It's an 8-bit game, and yeah, look at that. It looks great. Fantastic. All these years of using pixel perfect emulation, I've been living a lie. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that's just how people do it. People like this. Also, by the way, Jacob Geller, excellent freaking channel. Please check him out. Please, I can't believe him. Wait, okay, this is my other account, but I will subscribe to him later when I stop being such a VTuber like addict. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, Jacob Geller, fantastic channel. I've watched all of his videos on my other account. Please check him out. But back to the discussion at hand. We need an alternative. We need a way of getting these older games, and it needs to be a good alternative. I have another example. Subscribe, hit that bell. Yes. I have another example. In goodoldgames.com. Actually, hold on, let me go ahead and just pull it up. GOG. Let's go to GOG.com right now. In goodoldgames.com, you can get Rayman. This is the only place where you can not Blood Rain, Rayman. Try to talk about Rayman here. Okay, this is where you can get Rayman 1, 2, and 3. This is the only places where you can still get Rayman 1, 2, and 3. Officially. You just good old GOG, or GOG for short. And I actually bought these games. And you know what's the problem? They're not good PC ports. They're terrible PC ports. Rayman Forever won't even install because my computer thinks it's a virus. First of all. And then Rayman 2 and Rayman 3 are lacking a lot of options, and especially controller options. There is like no official controller support for these, so you have to get like an outside what's the name of it? You get an outside file that makes the game recognize the controller, and even then it's still not perfect. So you don't only have to give an option, you have to give a good option, because what are people gonna do? They're gonna do what I did. I bought these games. I spend my money. Not when they were on sale, but you know what? I spent my money on them. I got them officially, and then when I tried playing these games through the official method, they played like shit. So I went to the internets and got me some ROMs for like different versions of this game. So like I got Great Escape to run on a Dreamcast emulator. I got Hoodlum Havoc to run on a GameCube emulator, and now thanks to the efforts of Raymond, what's his name? Rayman Revolution. Wait, no, not Rayman Revolution. Redemption. Redemption, that's what I meant to say. Rayman Redemption, thanks to the efforts of Mr. Raymani, we have a fan remake of Rayman 1 that plays beautifully, perfectly. Fans are doing an excellent effort at preserving the games that the official companies are not doing. They're making remakes, they're making patches, they're making the games available, because if you're not going to make a money out of a game, you shouldn't just throw it away. Apparently some... Oh, hold on. I heard something weird from an OHR dev trying to get his game on Steam. Apparently some OS's flags saying flag games are as viruses if they use a non-standard program icon. So after some deliberation, the dev just decided to ignore the icon so as to not turn away potential players. Wow. That's kind of weird. Now he just needs to make it into Smash Bros. Oh wait, the fans did that already too. Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, so if you do not offer an official alternative for purchasing games, the fans are gonna do it for you. and you're gonna lose on sales. People are, after people, start spreading the word that the Rayman, that the Rayman 2 and 3 and 1 ports on GOG are not that good, they're probably just going to go for an alternative. And you want to play that instead. And fans are going to get ROMs. They're going to upload the ROMs. Yes, you can always preach to the choir and say that it's piracy and therefore it's bad and therefore it's illegal and therefore you shouldn't do it. You can always say that, but it's not going to stop it. Hey, Sheppy Sheps, how you doing? We're talking about Sony being a piece of shit. That is the current topic of discussion, and well, not just Sony, but like primarily Sony, because they're shutting down the PS3, PSP, and PS Vita stores come this summer. So we're talking about that and emulation, because we always talk about emulation on these Backloggery streams. It always happens. I am never dodging this topic whenever I bring this up. But yes, so you need to provide an official and good alternative. Also, the most important thing to keep in mind about an official release, an official way of buying a game, is that it should be the money that you buy, the money that you spend on that official copy should go to the developers. It should go to the people that made the game possible. When you've got like fees to think about, and you've got all this sort of things to think about, it makes you not want to buy this game as official anymore. Because, for example, first of all, this is Ubisoft. Rayman is a Ubisoft game, and if you know anything about Ubisoft recently, fuck Ubisoft. That's the bottom of the line. But we're talking about indie games, indie devs as well. You want to make sure that they get that money, and that's why you go to Steam. You want to buy an indie game, you go to Steam, or assuming that the game is on Steam, go to Steam, buy it from them, or you go to Street. Actually, even better. Apparently, games.io gives even more money to the devs as opposed to Steam. So if you want to buy games, indie games, and you want to do it primarily to support the developers, try to do it from indie. I believe it's indie.io. Hold on, let me see. Indie.io. No, not iOS. Games.io. Is this what it's called? IO Games. No, that's. What's the name of this again? Okay, whatever. Hold on. No, not whatever. Where's Slither? Okay, Slither.io is just over there. But okay, whatever. Let me catch up with chat real quick. Word to the rise. If you cheap out so hard that the random Joes on the internet can do a better job porting itch.io. That's what it is. Itch.io. Okay. Yeah, if you want to support the developers, buy games from if they have their game on itch.io, buy it from itch.io. That's where they get most of the money. You want to buy a Mugus? You can buy it from itch.io. There you go. I thought it was like twitch.io. I was like, that doesn't make sense. No, it can't be twitch.io. Okay, it's itch.io. That's what it is. Obviously, there's probably some garbage that we can look for over here, but there's just, that looks cool. That Potel, take your hand, let's look at that. That looks cute. Yeah, you want to support this game right now, you can. And, pretty much the grand majority of the proceeds of your purchase are going to go to the developers. Fire Night Pumpkin is over here too. I didn't know that. I might actually buy this later. But there are ways to support developers, and you want to do that. Okay. Game preservation is so important. That's a lot of online exclusive games that will forever be lost legally anyway. Yeah. Another funny thing is that a lot of games from the PS3 store are going to now become Xbox exclusives, because when there isn't a PS3 option, then just the only other option is Xbox, and it's not on PC, for example. There you go. Sony just gave their competition a whole bunch of exclusives that they're just gonna be able to buy right now. Like, listen, we're talking about Dante's Inferno again. You want to buy Dante's Inferno? When the PlayStation 3 store goes out, this is where you can buy Dante's Inferno on the Microsoft Store. It is now going to be an Xbox exclusive. 15 buckaroos. You want to buy what's this? Shadows of the Damned? Not the Damned, the Damned. Shadows of the Damned. Okay, this is kind of weird, but still. See price. How does this work? Well, anyways, I'm pretty sure you can get this on Xbox One or an Xbox Series. So, Shadows of the Damned. That game is also available on PS3, but not on PC. So if you want to get it on PC, on PlayStation, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. You're going to have to do it through Xbox. Play has no limits. That is the slogan of PlayStation. Play has no limits. And yet they are insisting on putting so many freaking limits. We're going to limit how you can get these games. We're going to limit how many freaking people can get PlayStation 5s. We're going to limit, the PlayStation 3 had free online multiplayer. If you own a game and the game had online multiplayer, you were just able to play it right off the box. You did not need PlayStation Plus for that on the PS3. Come the PS4, they were like, nah, never mind. Yeah, we're gonna charge for it. You want to play online games on the PS4 that are not free? You're gonna have to play for PlayStation Plus, just like Microsoft was doing with the Xbox Live back in the Xbox 360 days, and they're still doing it, and that's stupid. You should not charge for the ability to play online with other people, especially now when online games are like the thing. That is something that you should go out of your way to make more accessible, not less accessible, you greedy motherfuckers. Anyways, Nintendo did likewise when they failed to make a deal over Banjo-Kazooie. Now it's also technically an Xbox exclusive. Looks like Katja's Abyss didn't make it to the front page. Oh man. Let's look at Katja's Abyss. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Itch.io. I want to see what that's all about. Katja's Abyss. Huh. We're not here. Well, most unfortunate, but there's a lot of games with the word Abyss on them. That is a lot of Abyss. That looks kind of interesting. Well, anyways, what are you? This looks like first-person Silent Hill meets Bioshock. Nice. I'm gonna look into that. That looks cool. Anyways, but yeah, a bunch of games are now Microsoft exclusives, Xbox exclusives, because of Sony's stupidity. And again, I also touch on Nintendo. They're like freaking FOMO strategy, which itself shows so much FOMO for themselves. The fear of missing out on sales instead of just sustaining customer loyalty. Customer loyalty and customer what's the name of it? Yeah, just customer loyalty. Just being loyal to your customers, having customers that actually trust you, is ultimately so much more important than sales. I saw like Deadloop got delayed. That's very unfortunate. I'm not super interested in Deadloop. It looks alright. Looks cool, but I'm not like going crazy over it. But yes. Customer loyalty. That's why I personally don't like stop caring too much about losing followers on like Twitch and what's the name of it on Twitter as well, because I have occasionally been losing followers, but I haven't, as far as I have seen, I haven't lost any followers that actually cared about me. That people that actually talk with me occasionally, and people that like come to the streams, and people that do that. Look, it doesn't matter if you have 5,000 followers if only 2 of them care about you. If you lose those 2 that care about you, that's when you have a problem. Loyalty and, good people are worth more than more people when we're talking about like sales and growth and stuff. Not when we're actually talking about lives, obviously. This isn't that kind of channel. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. But you know what I'm trying to say. Okay. Hot tech, that shouldn't even be considered lukewarm. Make peer-to-peer multiplayer free and dedicated servers multiplayer costs money. Yeah, I think COD just supposed to make it into the store in the next 24 hours. Yeah. That's the eldest way. Yeah, that's the eldest way to look at it. Don't look at growth in numbers. Don't look. Quote me on this. If you want to clip it, clip it. Don't look at people as numbers. Look at people as people. They are humans. Look at them as other human beings, as interactions, as people that care about you, that people that have an opinion, that have something to say, they have something they care about. Again, we're talking about both seeing this from the perspective of you as a streamer growing and corporations looking at customers as just money machines. Corporations only care about money, right? That's the do all end all end of the argument. If you're not gonna make them money, then they don't care about you in any way, shape, or form. But always look at people as people. They are human beings, and it's gonna be complicated when you get a lot of people following you. When you get a lot of people interacting with you, you forget to look at each individual person as an individual. But every person is an individual. Every person has something, has not one thing. There are multiple things that make them special, and the people that go out of their way to interact with you, those are your real followers. Those are the people that really care about you. Those are the people that you should look out for. So again, I've kind of stagnated. I like broke 300 followers on Twitter and have just kind of been there, not really growing too much, just a little bit, and then I lose some followers, and then I gain some followers, and then just on the lower 300s, and still I don't care. Because the people that care about me, Sheppy Sheps, Aiken Labs, as Family Stormwind, I'll be back later, that's okay. Have fun with your family, by the way. Jackrabbit, Kazuma, Hina, all the people that actually show up to my streams and chat with me every once in a while, and, we have a cool conversation, they're still here. And therefore, in my eyes, I haven't lost any followers because the people that actually care about me and the people that I care for are still here. That's the streamer side of it. As a streamer, you're human. Not numbers. I know it's easy to look at the numbers because the numbers are very easy to look at because it's right there. Like right now, I'm seeing it. It says 1 viewer on my stream thing. That's what it says. It's a number. It's immediate information you get in. You don't have to think about it, so you can get easily affected by it. But you need to think about it a little bit more. You need to stop, wait, don't get sad because the number's not as big as you thought it was going to be, and that's also part of why I stopped caring about a Twitch affiliate, because it was making me care too much about the numbers. I don't care about Twitch affiliate anymore. I care about people having fun with my streams. That's what I care about. Yeah, that's that part of the conversation, and then the other part of the conversation in regards to corporations. The thing with games. Right. The thing with games is that they are simultaneously an art form and a business. And that is very unfortunate because in order for games to thrive as art, they need to, they need money, they need staff, they need budget, they need all these things that the business side provides. But the business 9 times out of 10 is not interested in the art of games. The business, as far as the business is concerned, a good game is a game that sells a lot. a game that makes a lot of money. You'll try your hardest darnest to take that wisdom to heart. My silly human mind and greed may get the best of me. Yeah, again, it's not easy. It's not a mentality you can just apply overnight. Especially if it's something that goes against what you've been thinking about for a long time. But it's a healthier mentality. It's, you know, don't look at the numbers. Look at the people. Value those interactions. You know, don't. If somebody stops following you because like you haven't interacted as much as you used to in like 1 week, then they weren't a real follower. They were just like gung ho. They shot it. They had a fucking like loaded revolver on their pocket, shot the follow button when they walked into your account, and then were expecting for the shot back. They're expecting like the reverb of the shot. They never got the reverb, so they like time traveled, returned the shot to their barrel, and then left the store. That's the worst analogy that I've ever made, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, what was I talking about? Right, so yeah, games as a business and games as art. Business usually doesn't care about games. What a game company considers to be a successful game, a good game, is a game that sells, or a game that makes a lot of money. Now with microtransactions and loot boxes and DLC and all that shit, if you can make $3,000 off of one person in one game, then that game, you know, is considered successful. It's considered a good game according to the corporations, according to the business. That doesn't mean it's actually a good game according to what everybody else thinks. Maybe the game is actually bad. Maybe the game is made explicitly bad, so that you have to buy like your way out of, what's the name of it? So you have to buy your way out of the grind and all of that shit. That makes for a bad game critically, a bad game for what the customers, the gamers are interested in. But the business doesn't care, because the business doesn't care about the art. The business just cares about the business, and that's all the business cares about. The human cares about a lot more than just the business and about it. The human cares about the art and the business. You see, that's the difference. A corporation only cares for itself, because it can only care for itself. It needs money, and it's willing to exploit people, and it's willing to do terrible things as long as it stays afloat. But the human has emotions. The human has feelings. The human has thought. The human has philosophy, and therefore the human understands art and the business and all of these other things about a game. So, like, for example, like Clone, I don't think Klonoa 2 sold that well. Probably. It probably didn't. So, like, for me as a human, I understand that Klonoa as a business was not very successful because it didn't sell as much. But I care about the art. So that's why I like Klonoa from like that art perspective. That's why I care about it from. I don't care if it made that much money. It's a good game, and I want more Klonoa. But Bandai Namco is like, if you bring that up to Bandai Namco, be like, hey, we want more Klonoa. They're like, but why? It's a bad game. It didn't sell as much because it's a human trying to talk to a corporation. It doesn't work like that. And the fan bases. And the people that are archiving the games, and the people that are modding the games to make them better, they're human. They're not corporations. They're not a business. They might have like a group name or like a little company name, but ultimately they are people, and they care about games as art, and they care about games as business, and they care about preserving those games. So, you know. I've been ranting for about an hour about the same topic, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here with a thought. Not the stream, still got about half an hour on the stream, but just wrap it up with the thoughts. Games need to be preserved. If the corporations, if the business does not preserve it, then the people, the fans, the humans are going to do it. And if you are against, if you a business are against preserving a game because it doesn't make as much money, or no money at all even, then, well, there it is. You're just a business. You're not a person. You, what's the name of it? You're just emphasizing on the fact that you're a business. You're someone like Jim Ryan, who, as quoted by him, he doesn't get why people play these older games, because you don't get the business that you're running. Corporations. Jim Sterling said this on his latest Jimquisition. The people running the game industry don't understand the game industry. They don't know why people want this older games. They don't know why they care about emulation and piracy. It's not because we want to pirate. It's not because we just want to steal things. It's because we care about these games and we want to preserve them. And if we have to resort to piracy to preserve these games, then that's what we're going to do. Because we care more about the art of the games. Ultimately, we understand the business and the art, but we care more about the art than the business. So, even if it doesn't make money, that's okay, because we kept the art. And that's all that matters. Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft. Here's the thing. I don't want to say it's Microsoft, because it's not good to say that a corporation is doing good. You should say instead that the people. So Phil Spencer. By the way, thank you for clipping that, Sheppy Sheps. I appreciate it. I'll definitely share that and that other thing I said earlier that was quotable. Phil Spencer is doing a great job of leading Microsoft, and that's why we have ample backwards compatibility on the Xbox Series and the Xbox One. That's good. Don't think Microsoft as a whole. Think like Phil Spencer and the people making it possible. Alright, you should always focus on the people. Again, going back to the thing. Always focus on the people, not the corporation. Not the numbers. Okay. Now, what were we doing again? Backloggery. Yeah, I've added 2 games today. I've added Fatal Frame 4 and Kingdom of Paradise. That's literally all I've done in Backloggery today. So let us... Okay, my phone auto-corrected Bastion to Bastion, so that's okay. What on earth did you miss? Me ranting a lot about Sony and Nintendo. I basically continued the same rant for an hour. There was I made a weird analogy about I did take a quick detour to talk about like Twitch followers and Twitter followers and how you should value people more than numbers. So there's that clip. You want to watch that? Okay, let's see. What is the last game I added on Backloggery? Let's see. Batman Arkham Origins. Therefore, this boy. So, the next game in line is Battle Group 2. You guys know what Battle Group 2 is? I don't know what Battle Group 2 is. Okay, just watch the clip. Wow. Yeah, that was an analogy and a half, but okay. You're a regular wordsmith. I am. When I get into it, I can definitely talk. It just takes a minute. Okay, Battle... What the hell was that called? Battle Group 2. Battle Group 2. We'll call that a Steam game. I have nothing to not Born, Battle Group. No, Battleborn is not alive anymore, unfortunately. I think this is like a... I guess it's probably like what's the name of it? Just a ship simulator. You fight some ships on land. I mean on sea. I am not the target audience. I don't know why this is here, but sure. We'll go ahead and add it on. So, Okay. Yes, that's the entire description that I have of that. You see the difference between me having something to say and me having nothing to say? Do you see the difference? It's tangible. You can feel it. And you can hear it too. Okay. And with our battle group too. Next on the list. Not that. Battle stations midway. It's another one. This just looks like a 3D remake of this game. Why do I have all these battleship games? Where do you come from? Probably from what's the name of it? From Humble Bundles. That's what it's called. Okay. I ran into this problem while writing reviews for all 15 hot OHR games. Yeah. I feel bad that I had the least to say about the best games, to the point where I was like, if you don't buy and enjoy Axe Cop, then you were stupid. Alright, I will definitely look into actually, hold on, let me add this and then we'll look into Axe Cop real quick. Okay. What's the name of the game I was literally just looking at? Battle Stations Midway. Okay. Battle Stations Midway. How complete do you think your backloggery is so far? Not 50? Less than 50? Considerably less. Okay. I am going to scroll down my Steam. Okay, again, this is where we are. We are this alphabetical order. We are in Battle Stations Midway. Wait, hold on. Let me put it up. Okay. And again, this is just Steam. This is just Steam. We are right here. Just to give you an idea of how many more streams I still have to do of this. There you go. That's that again, that's just Steam. We're not counting what I have on like outside of Steam, and I have a lot of PS4 games as well. That collection keeps growing as they keep giving me free games from the PlayStation Plus, and like it's the Play at Home thing. So we'll be done in late 2023, guys. Yeah, more or less. Maybe 2024. Okay. To say what you're in midway through the backlog. Okay. Anyways, Battle Stations midway. Steam. Another. I can't type. Another ship shoot game. Yes, that's all I have to say about this one. You'll have to take advantage of the days when no one is in chat to check them off. Rapid fire. Maybe. But if I have something to say about them, I will, and I will talk about them for 3 hours. Well, not 3 hours, but an hour, as I just did. Okay. Add that to the collection. Okay. I think the next one I actually do have something to talk about. So, back on Betrayer. I actually played this game. I see I have 16.2 hours on record. This is like it's a very, very lonely first-person shooter where you're on like, what is it? Like the what was it, like 1600s, maybe 1700s uncolonized America. We're looking at like it's Christopher Columbus just got here, and they only have like a couple of settlements in a couple of places. Gee, how come your mom lets you have 2 Bioshock 2s? And she lets me have 2 Bioshock 1s as well, but only 1 Bioshock. There is not an infinite amount of Bioshock Infinites. Okay. Anyways, Betrayed. It's yeah. So you play as this. I don't even remember if the main character has a name or if they're just you. But you go around and there's like ghosts and spirits and there's just some going on and you have to like free the dead souls of these early American colonies. And the game, as you can see from the art style and the screenshots are passing by, it's black, white, and red. You can actually change that. You can make it so that it's a little bit more colorful. But for the most part, the game has three colors: black, white, and red. It's an interesting art direction, and it is a fun. It's all right. I had enough of a good time with it to actually complete it. Even doing this, kill 1,000 enemies. You will not kill 1,000 enemies in one playthrough. So you'll have to like revisit multiple areas and just go back and scout for enemies and kill them again. I enjoyed it enough to actually go with that. But yeah, it's an alright game. It was cool. I will probably do a stream of it. But let me go ahead and add it here. It is, I think I particularly enjoyed it because I was looking just for like, a first-person shooter experience. And that was a first-person shooter experience. Not a multiplayer first-person shooter experience, just a single-player first-person shooter. And that's exactly what I needed. So we're gonna write that as completed. You can't put all of them as unfinished and unplayed. What do I say about it though? It's like halfway between being a scary game and not, because what the thing about Betrayer is that it's very atmospheric, because you're completely alone. There's actually no music in that game, other than like the intro and when you go into like the ghost world, there's like some ambience noises, but for the most part it is a very quiet game. To replicate probably how quiet the American wilderness was when the colonizers got here and there was no technology and there was nothing. It was just, the native indigenous tribes and the sound of the forest. So it's a very atmospheric game, and it can be spooky because of that atmosphere, and also because some of the monster designs are actually kind of spooky looking. But it's not like so deep in horror like Silent Hill or Fatal Frame. It's not you do have a pretty efficient method of defending yourself, which is not a huge arsenal of guns, but you do have a couple of things you can use to defend yourself. And it's a bit more action than it is horror, but it's still, it might give us a spook. Maybe it could make for like a cool October game, or just a spooky game in general. When I'm in the mood for something spooky, but not like a downright terrifying, I think Betrayer could be a good fit for that target audience. Okay. Ish. Kind of spooky, kind of not. That's pretty much all I have to say. But yeah, we'll give it like a 3 stars. I don't know about 4 stars. I didn't have that much of a good time with it, but it's fun. It's cool. It's one of those like nice indie games that you like come across. You don't expect much from it, and then you just play it and it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the thing back on, and we are going to look at The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I know there's a lot more Binding of Isaac games now. There's in fact, I believe like a newer version of The Binding of Isaac just released recently. Yeah, Repentance. There was an update yesterday too. So that is the current most updated version of this game. I don't have that one. I know this is like the first revision, because there's The Binding of Isaac, Then there's the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. And then there's Afterbirth, and now there's Repentance. What even is Repentance anyway? Like, what's the difference? Oh. That's like a thing here. But 22,000 rooms. Jesus Christ. Anyways, look at all these YouTubers. Imagine if a marketing team got a hold of these blurbs and slapped some of them in a trailer. AI generated trailers. I've tried Isaac, it didn't appear to them. Yeah, it's for those of you that don't know about Isaac, probably most of you probably have at least heard of it. But it is a roguelike. I don't know how to be traitor. It is a roguelike game where you play as Isaac, which is this little boy here. He shoots with his own tears, and you're fighting all kinds of demonic, strange creatures and getting items, and it is just a very well-made roguelike. Not procedure generated. Yeah, it's just a roguelike. It's a very well-made roguelike. If you like this kind of games, you will definitely enjoy Isaac. There's also insane, downright like overwhelming mod support for this game. There are so many mods for the Binding of Isaac. If you think about it, there's a mod for it. All kinds of different like shooting styles and enemies and difficulty and like models, sprites, all sorts of stuff. It is a very complete experience. Even if there's newer versions of the Binding of Isaac, even with all that, you can still go back to like Rebirth and Afterbirth and even probably the original and have a blast with it because there's just so much to do. There's technically an end. You can finish like the final boss of your specific campaign, but you can start a new campaign, completely randomized, new items, new stuff. So it's a game that you can play for basically forever. I don't really do these kinds of games too much. I actually like my games to finish, to have a clear point where they're going to end. So if I ever stream The Binding of Isaac, it's gonna be 1 or 2 streams where you just check out the game and be like, hey, fun. But now we go into something that I can actually finish. Not a Spelunky man, I take it. I've tried like a little bit of Spelunky, and yeah, it's... Again, I can respect it, and I can see how it's fun, but it's not something that I would personally get super invested into. I like the game, and I very much appreciate all the work that has been put into it, and from a game design perspective, Spelunky and The Binding of Isaac and other very good roguelikes are excellent for... I keep saying excellent, I keep repeating words, I'm getting to that point. They are very good games, especially games to study, but it's not something that I personally enjoy too much. It's like the art style and environment are specifically designed to be repulsive, and well, they did that job a little too well for me. Yeah, even I get tired of Spelunky, but I find myself craving the pre-Steam version of with fewer things to do instead of the sequel with so much more to do. Yeah, definitely a thing. Okay, the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna mark it as unfinished and unplayed. We're gonna say it's a very good roguelike. I just don't really care much about roguelikes, and we could probably copy paste that for Spelunky. I don't know if I have Spelunky. I have played it. I just don't know if I have it. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna leave that right there. And the next games, we got about 15 minutes left on the stream, so I'm assuming that I know what the next couple of games are, so we're probably going to spend the rest of the stream talking about them. Bioshock Remastered, Bioshock 2, Bioshock 2 Remastered, and Bioshock Infinite. Let's start with Bioshock 1 and 2. So, remastered? What do you mean remastered? Okay, so there's a Bioshock remastered, and should you play Bioshock remastered or should you play the original Bioshock? You should play the original Bioshock. Why? Because the remaster is littered with what's the name of it? With crashing bugs. Like, this game crashed so much for me when I tried to play it. I think I even have a review for it. Yeah. Great game, terrible port, forget about the graphic comparison, blah, 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 blah. It's just, it's a game that kept messing with me. Like, it just kept shutting off at random points as I was trying to get through it. So, apparently the original Bioshock doesn't have that problem. So, just play the original Bioshock. Now, what are you missing out of if you play the original Bioshock as opposed to the remastered? You're missing out on one extra difficulty, and you're missing out on New Game Plus, and I think some extra maps, like, not in the main game, but like some extra stuff that you can do afterwards. There might be some of that is not here on the original. But for the most part, it's the same game. So, now let's actually talk about Bioshock. It is actually a spiritual successor because this company, Radical Interactive, is that? Now hold on, Starfish. Sure, that's my date of birth, absolutely, completely. 2K Boston, 2K. No, I need the actual development studio, not the freaking publisher. Whatever. We'll just. Okay, hold on. Who made Bioshock? I know it's Bioshock. Yes, I meant Bioshock, not Bioshock. 2K Boston. They keep Irrational Games. That's why it's called. Okay, Irrational Games. I need to look at the developers and shit. But yes, Irrational Games. They made Bioshock, and they originally made System Shock back in like the 90s, and System Shock was also a bit of a cult classic. But Bioshock is not a cult classic. This game exploded into the scene. It sold a lot. It sold very well. It's a very good game. It is one of my favorite first-person shooters of all time. I love Bioshock. I've played the game at least 3 times. And what I love about it so much is that I think this might be like my first... I think this might be my first experience with a quote-unquote systemic game. If you guys don't know what a systemic game is, basically it's a game where, you know, to say that it's a game with systems is kind of inaccurate. So what we're gonna say is that it is a game with where everything in the world kind of connects. Everything clicks. Sounds like a Mark Brownish. Sounds like Mark Brown is. It's actually, yeah, it's something that both Mark Brown and Adam Millard say a lot. Systemic games like this and this game, Deus Ex. What else? Breath of the Wild is systemic. Hitman is systemic, kind of to an extent, maybe a little bit. Thief. The Thief games are systemic. So basically it's a game where rather than being very, very explicitly what's the name of it? Rather than being very narrated, very rather than every event in the game happening because of the player, the world of the game has systems in place, obviously systemic, has systems that work together to make the world feel more alive. So for example, what happens if, in real life, what happens if you electrocute a body of water? the electricity spreads throughout the whole body of water, and it becomes way more dangerous than it would be if it wasn't underwater. So what can you do in Bioshock? You can electrocute the water, and cause a lot of damage to the enemies that are on it. Now, how can you electrocute it? There's not like a button prompt to, hey, electrocute water. No, there are multiple ways to do it. You have the electroshock ability, first of all, but you've also got like electric ammo on some weapons. You can use that to electrocute the water. And I think the best example to show the systemic nature of this game is it's in some of the extra chapters that might only be in the remaster, which is very unfortunate. Where the games actually require you to use require some puzzles. So, for example, there's a puzzle where you have to pull a crank 6 times, and each time, in order to pull the crank, you need to electrocute it somehow, and that's where the game shines in showing you just how the world interacts with itself. So you don't get the electroshock ability. You have to go out there and find ammo for it. You have to get hit by enemies that cause you to release an electric wave. You have to do all kinds of things to get that crank to be electrocuted. And it's such a clever way, because it's not a puzzle that is it's a puzzle that feels like it could work in the base game, but they just made it specifically for this thing. So, fire, if you set one thing on fire, enemies walk on that thing, they're gonna get set on fire too. There's not like a set enemy on fire button. There are the things that you have to, what's the name of it? You have flamethrowers, you have the incinerate ability. Yeah, there are other ways to set enemies on fire. They're just, everything in the world kind of works together to create an experience. And you're not the main driving source of it. You're just a player. You're just an aspect of the world rather than the world being built around you. That's kind of the idea of systemic games. Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2. Beautiful examples of systemic games. Bioshock Infinite, they can drop the ball a little bit on that. I think there is still some aspects of this game being systemic, but it's not nearly as intricate as the first 2 games. And that's why I personally like Bioshock 1 and 2 better than Infinite. I still think Infinite is a great game, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed my time with it. I played it on PS4, by the way, that's why I have 0 minutes on it. But it is I was kind of sad to see that they opted for the more narrative, story driven. I mean, okay, these 2 games are also story driven, but like the more, we are going to have a bunch of pre-scripted scenes and events, and we're not going to encourage exploration as much, and we're not going to encourage experimentation quite as much as with these other games. And I don't like that as much of Bioshock Infinite. I still think it's a great game, but I prefer it's a little bit more linear. Actually, it's a lot more linear. Bioshock, yes, you do have to go to levels in a certain order, and especially in Bioshock 2, where you actually can't revisit old levels, but still, the way in which you can approach these games is very open. Bioshock Infinite does not let you... Bioshock Infinite does not allow for as much player expression, and that's why I think Bioshock 1 and 2 are better. So, now again, that's me. I'm not saying that systemic games are inherently better. I just like them better. Maybe a lot of people actually like Bioshock Infinite the best. They like it better than the previous 2 games. So, that's on you. I just think this style of game development, of game design, I mean, is more long lasting. Like, people are going to enjoy Bioshock 1 and 2 just as much as they did back in the day. many years in the future they're gonna play these games again and they're gonna be like, yeah, it's still great, still fantastic, it still holds up. Whereas Bioshock Infinite, it might get outclassed eventually by other games doing the linear story-driven game better with newer stuff. So, you know, for its time, Bioshock Infinite was probably like absolutely fucking mind-blowing. But nowadays, you know, as time goes on, games like this are going to get a little bit more dated. Not bad. Never a bad game. If it was a good game on launch, it's probably going to be a good game forever. But dated. That's the right word. Okay, we are ranting as I always do. Okay, so let's go ahead and add Bioshock. That is on Steam. I'm not gonna add remastered, so I'm just gonna put Bioshock. That is completed. I have every achievement on PS4. I actually beat the game. Originally on Xbox 360. Then I tried to play the PC version, so remastered. Didn't like the remaster, so I went to PS4 and then played that, and then that's my 3 playthroughs of Bioshock. But incredible game, excellent example of a systemic. Well, I can't forget systemic design approach. I don't know why. I'm trying to sound smart here. That's all I'm doing. But it's yeah, 5 stars, 10 out of 10. I'll play it again. Bioshock 2. I actually like Bioshock 2 better than Bioshock 1. Yeah, I said it. Most people like Bioshock 1. Most people say that Bioshock 2 is the worst one. I think it's the best one. Because it does everything that Bioshock 1 does, but better. Except for the ability to backtrack levels, that they can drop all that. But everything else, from the weapons to the plasmids to how the world interacts with itself and all that good stuff, fantastic. So went ahead and put that in. Bioshock 2 is also on Steam. That is, I didn't actually complete that one though. I believe there's still some stuff to do in there. What is there? Wait a minute, no, hold on. Well, I have achievements to collect still, but I don't think there's really that much to really complete here. So maybe I'll go ahead and consider it as complete, because I did pretty much everything that I truly care to do in that game. So yeah, we're gonna just mark it as complete. I'm just writing random stuff now. Okay. Speaking of achievements, I have a request. I'll DM you about it. Okay, cool. I will definitely look at that. Let's see. Go ahead and add that. That's also 5 out of 5. And then lastly, Bioshock Infinite. Should Infinite be written with a cap, with a thing? No, apparently they just write it without the colon. So we will not put a colon on our Bioshock Infinite. Oh, my ambience noise ended. Let me just backtrack it like a little bit. Okay, so we're not out of the noise. Infinite. There we go. That's on Steam. Owned. That is. I also have it on PS4, but I'm not gonna add multiple versions of the game if I have it. I'm only gonna put one version. That is beaten. I also almost completed it, but I don't want to mark this one as completed because there are still a couple of things that I think I could go back and do. But yes. Of the first 2, still a great game. Its predecessors. There we go. Okay. And I mean, it's still a great game. Still a great game. It's still a 5 out of 5. I just realized that this is when did that happen? Hold on. No wonder this is kind of weird looking. Okay, hold on. There. Okay. I was wondering why this... I didn't notice that the window was all messed up. Okay. Well, there we go. I guess it's because the green blends in with the green blends in with the other green of my stream background, so I didn't notice it. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add that, and I think now we can go ahead and call it a day. First of all, because I really need to go to the bathroom. I really need to go to the bathroom. And second, I think I've said everything that I needed to say today, because I ranted for a very long time. So yes, the next time we do Backloggery, we'll... I'm either going to continue on Steam. We got, man, do we have a lot of stuff to do here still. Or I'm going to start taking pictures of my PS4 games, and we'll do that. Otherwise, you've been needing to get the Sony situation off your chest. Yes, I definitely needed to discuss that in length, and I finally did it. Not just in DMs, but to the public as a whole. I've got my thoughts out there. Everyone on YouTube knows. Everyone on Twitch knows. Everybody hates Sony. Nah, I don't. I don't hate the games that Sony have made. I don't hate the developers. I hate the corporation side of it, as I do with every big AAA game company. Okay, so that's it for today. I might stream again tomorrow. I still have to do Black Mesa, so we'll probably do that. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, rest of your night, rest of your weekend, all of that stuff. I really gotta go. Bye.